Comes under the bridge now, flat out towards Malcolm, picking up a little bit of dust on the inside. All neat and tidy so far for David Franklin. It's just a practice run past the flip wall. First 100 metres he did in 6.51 seconds.
Here we go.
Here he comes now towards the line. Over the crest, cutting the time.
V12 flying Daytona.
Over the finishing line. Here's the fabulous Daytona, the racing record of
Fucking
Daytona. Makes a lovely noise. It's Dudley driving it. Into Malcolm comes the Daytona, making all the right noises. They made about half a dozen of these, and Mason Stearns has had this for a long time. It's a family car. Not sure that Sally takes it shopping. And it's in the colours of Maranello concessionaires. Ronnie Hoare's team always were Ferrari red with the Cambridge blue stripe. Past the front wall and up to the last few curves that look quick, but when you're in the car they're fairly tight. And Dudley over the line in the Daytona.
79.65 seconds, so slower than the other one. And here now is Sally Mason Stearns in that Ferrari 166 MM Barchetta.
Oh my god.
This car from 1950. The number one car that's making its way up now towards the chicane. Well, I say chicane, there's a chicane there all morning, that's what confused me, but up towards Malcolm now.
Little 2-litre V12 engine.
Goodbye to my ears. Yeah. That flat six from the Porsche.
There's a Porsche 911 Cup car out there at the moment, the GT3 Cup car making its way up towards Malcolm. That's in the hands of Charlie Eastwood.
Goodbye to my
Sally Mason Stearns comes towards the line.
Flipping
now.
hell, I can't hear.
There is Charlie Eastwood pushing hard. Got the timing down at the bottom, and I'd have thought this will be the quickest time that we've seen so far. Well, you know, so. 54.48, but Eastwood goes quicker with a 58.61.
Here's the Eiffelland Formula One car, developed from the March 721. Very unusual body. Eiffelland, a manufacturer of caravans in Germany. Their boss decided that getting involved in Formula One would put their name in front of the people, and it certainly did. But he was an interesting character who fell out with just about everybody. So Eiffelland were not 100% successful, but what an interesting car, and I don't think we've seen it at Goodwood before.
Rolf Stomanon's name on the side of it. He raced for them a non-championship race in 1972, the race of champions at Brands Hatch, finished in 11th position, and raced in some Formula One events as well that year.
Here's George Wingard in the fabulous 1914 Grand Prix Mercedes, the cars that swept the board at the French Grand Prix that year. George, this was the winning car, and this is the
John Surtees, nearly 270, what a sound.
Brave lady. George, a senator from Oregon in the United States, got a wonderful collection of cars. And this car was discovered in the UK. It was actually, when war broke out, World War I broke out, this car was sort of hijacked by Rolls-Royce, and they had a close look at the engine, and from it they developed an aero engine, which was a great success. George, over the line with a 96.28, and I think I saw the John 30 T70 following.
Now we've got the 213 car out there as well now, the Benetton, in the hands of Una McLaughlin, the Coleman I should say, TG185, sponsored by Benetton before Benetton then took over the team from Coleman.
Marina and husband David have a great collection of F1 cars. We've seen her many times here at Goodwood, particularly in their Benetton. Coleman had I think a Hart 4-cylinder turbo engine.